Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the MI podcast. So, today's episode will be about personal branding. So, what is personal branding in general? Everybody knows about it, but how do you actually go about it? So, let us firstly understand, in terms of a brand is something in your market when you're doing a business is something that you is unique about your product or service. I'm not talking about the technical aspect. This is the marketing aspect. What is in your product or service, or what is in your company that differentiates it from others? That is what establishing a brand. Why is it that a particular brand of shoes, if you're buying in one place, you're buying it for say 500 rupees for the shoe, and another brand could be even selling that shoe for 5,000 rupees? So what is it? It is creating that brand, that perceived value. That is the real value. Like this is the whole world is revolving around perceived value. Like even when you, if I take an example of a stock market, it is about the perceived value of that product. Like what can it do? What is it now? What is it going to be in the future? So that, how does it, like even in a brand, when you say it attaches to me, how does it increase my status? So these all things come under branding. Now when it comes to a personal brand, is something which has been, like, say, with digitalization last 10 odd years and the use of so many social media channels, this has become very accessible. First, earlier, a personal brand could only be created by a particular, somebody who was popular a little bit more in the mainstream, or it could be, you are a very big businessman or not, because you can communicate to the audience on a mass scale, right? The major media networks that are there. But today, obviously, that is not the case. Like anyone can, get a good amount of clout online. Like people, follow what they say. They have a good amount of following on social media. That creates a personal brand, right? A brand is something that creates a credibility. So if you then introduce product or service through your brand, then people are more ready to lap it up. Firstly, there are people who, where you've established an audience with, they are part of your TG. They are interested in something that you offer. So once you created a good amount of influence with them, then you can go forward and monetize this thing. So building the brand is the most difficult thing. You can make the same product, right? And we know there are hundreds of examples where you have virtually the same product, but then the one is being sold for X, one is being sold for 100X. So reason is the branding that has been done over the, and branding is so many things. It's a science, it's an art, and it requires money, it requires time, it requires energy, intelligence, a lot, everything, I can say. So in this episode, we will discuss basically about personal branding, how you have to go about it, and how you can create your personal brand, and then basically it really helps you in monetizing that skill and creating a business also out of it. Honest, great. So, firstly, is identify your unique value proposition. Firstly, if you've not made any brand of you're not popular online, firstly, think that what is your unique value proposition? Could be like what you are working in. Um, if you're working in any kind of a job and all, like what is that skill that you're offering, right? You're working in a company? Are you working in finance? Are you looking in HR? Are you a developer? Are you a designer? Are you some other kind of a profession in the non-IT or digital this thing on? So what is in it in you that is unique for you, right? Like what is your knowledge? What is your experience that can offer a unique value proposition? You need to have that to create the brand, right? Something in your knowledge, experience, or way you communicate in terms of, I would say, even if if somebody is talking about entertainment profession, it would be maybe could be just the way you look. It could be say in terms of fitness and all, like if you physical feats that you can perform and all, or it could be hundred other things like what is this? It's something about what is unique about you. Like in marketing, when we is the initial thing when we're analyzing a brand, what we have to analyze is that what are its USPs or what USPs can be created with respect to this product or service. So this is something which you need to identify and then work on the same. Then is your target audience that at least identify and note it that this is my audience and these are the segments of my particular audience of what I'm offering. If you are into I've seen a lot of on LinkedIn and all, there are recruitment or career coaches and all, so obviously your target audience would be the youngsters, right? Like mostly, like I would say, having 0 to 3 years of experience, this is the biggest kind of a TG. But then also there'll be other sub segments also, because everybody would be interested in looking for the job if they don't have it, and or just get trying to get a better job. So that way your segments can increase in other age groups, and then it also can be industry wise also. um, People in different kind of locations also could be a part of it, in different kind of ways, because they are different. Where people are located also affects the sensibility. So you need to define your audience, and because that will help you in obviously creating content for them also, if you understand them. Awesome. So you need to create a brand statement of yours. That is something like in a company when it's created, you create like a mission statement. So what do you is an ideal perspective that you want? This is a little bit more important than when it made a company. It's mostly I've seen these statements also. We all have seen. It's more of a formality kind of thing, and the statement also is written. It's not that. You don't take that seriously. The way it's written, a little bit high ended kind of thing. But in here, it'll help you define not only what you have to do, but what people can, perceive you. So if it can be focused also that, I am for, like, for example, a career coach and you are for tech people. So your statement can be to provide the best placements for tech students or something, or best um, learning for tech students or something. So it can be something very specific also. This will create that leverage for your particular brand when you have created this kind of statement, which can be then stated in your social media profiles. Then obviously the most important thing out of this, there is no personal brand, is your online presence. Like your content is on different social media platforms. You can even have your own website. You can have different kind of collaborations happening with different influences, and also it's like just you need to increase your online. This is the most important point, let's be honest. Like in the context of what we are talking about, having establishing the online presence is the most important thing, and the focus each and every day has to be on this to grow your brand. Then obviously your content strategy, which is tied in to the last point, is your content strategy. Like any other brand, when we work for as a content marketer, we need to have a strategy in place, like what kind of questions we'll have, what kind of people in a TG, what would they be curious about? What is maybe something trending within our industry? So those all we'll have to develop a content strategy, which basically pulls a particular TG towards us. Then we need to even network and build relations. So it cannot be just done, even though it's all a digital world, can't be done solely in isolation in terms of creating online content. You need to do the networking. So even when you're doing the collaborations, it's kind of a networking. And also when we are connecting with different people, we will be doing a lot of events. We will be even being trying to be part of, where they are meetups or something. Like I've seen so many creator meetups also happening, and also how do you connect people and then you build on it. It's just not enough to get a contact of the people, right? You need to constantly build that relation, and actually as a content creator it is much easier because you can constantly, if they are connected with you on social media or your even directly on WhatsApp and all that, it is through your content. If you're sharing with them, you would create a very long lasting relation. Because let's be honest, you can be in personal contact with multiple amount of people, but your content has that ability to reach out to innumerable amount of people, right? How are the artists the most popular people in the world? Because their art connects with a lot of people on a mass scale. You know, to connect individually, you create a piece of art that appeals to thousands or lakhs or millions of people. So this kind of thing, I would feel networking activities are a part of it. It is, but at end of the day, it would be a supplementary activity to your personal brand, but it really, helps in growing your particular brand. Because this particular activity, it would enhance your reach somewhere or the other. I've seen with networking where some major opportunities come up as you're building, and it's not just for content, it is even as business people or people who have started their own, you have their own startups. With their networking and building relationships, it has led to more positive things only in growing their reach and getting opportunities out there if they did not go out there to get, basically. So this is a quite an important thing, and it should be part of your branding activities. And lastly is being consistent. So if you're creating a personal brand, the consistency in doing all these activities is very important, especially the online presence through your content and say the collabs part of it. So this something has to be constantly, it takes a lot of effort, time and energy, but that is the basically purpose is to create that familiarity with that audience. If you're consistent, only there's familiarities. Every day there is, let's be honest, a new influencer coming up, or there is something there who is getting the attention of the viewer. So you need to be consistent. Like must be even seeing so many of these movie stars and all this thing who are not that popular, but they are somewhere or the other, they maintain being consistent in, somewhere or the other in the news and all. They come, they are part of advertorials, or they're part of these, so many nowadays the trend of the collabs, say they have with Instagram reelers. And also the thing is that it is a consistency also in the media world, that you need to, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है, और जो ज्यादा दिखता है वो ज्यादा बिकता है, kind of thing. So you need to be consistent at it, because the thing is that the memory of the people is short. And they also call it the another saying, or not on the memory is very short of the people, is also the Roman crowd is big. Like they will always, they'll go for the new thing in town or something like. So you have to maintain, reinvent yourself, and the newness should be there in you, to kind of survive in this in a competitive media landscape, basically. Awesome. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining me. It has been an interesting session on creating a personal brand. My opinion on basically creating a personal brand is, I feel, when you take these efforts, not only on a business point of view, even on a personal point of view. Personal brand, like it has positive effects when you are part of these creating content, having online presence, networking, all it, and then you grow as a person only. So I feel not only a business point of view but also a personal growth point of view. It has various benefit, even social benefits, when you are in contact with a lot of people and people recognize you and all that. Obviously, as and familiarity and credibility that is built and the goodwill that is built of yourself only, that has some obviously amazing benefits that we all are aware of. So definitely we all should try, go forward and follow these all steps and to create our personal brand, so that in the long term our brand is something which is paying us. Like we don't have to go all the time. That's the difference between a brand. A brand is something where there's the perceived value is more, and the people will be go out there and will more likelihood of going forward and engaging with something that you are offering, right? That is what we want at the end of the day. So awesome. I wish you all the best in your personal branding journey, and definitely you will go out there and rock it. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time. I'll see you. Take care.